What do you do if you have a group of learners who refuse to participate in or engage with the learning program? If I were a CLO faced with a group like that, I'd try flipped learning. What is flipped learning? It's a model that flips the role of the learner or audience, forcing them to become teachers, while the teacher moves into the role of a project manager or facilitator. This doesn't sound promising. Wouldn't it be chaotic? Wouldn't it be an inefficient use of everyone's time? And how exactly would a group who'd been resistant to traditional learning methods react to something so radical? These are legitimate concerns. My only response to them is to describe the potential benefits of flipped learning. First of all, by challenging recalcitrant learners, flipped learning puts the burden of responsibilities on them. That's why a flipped learning project should always be tied into a specific, measurable business initiative. For example, let's say you had a target audience that needed training on new deal processes in Salesforce.com. Your reluctant group has already skipped, ignored, or failed previous training. So now, in flipped learning, its assignment will be to create a user guide on the new deal processes for newcomers to the sales team. And that these new learners will be able to grade that user guide at least 3 out of a possible 5 points. So how will this work? The flipped learners will need to research the processes, work with SMEs, identify the key subjects to be learned, and put together the user guide. The teacher, now a facilitator, makes sure the project stays on track and that everyone contributes. Seems like a lot of work, but notice that none of it takes place in a traditional classroom context. And maybe that jolt is what it takes to drive people into the learning. They won't be able to claim irrelevance, and they won't be able to become passive audience members. They will always have deliverables. In fact, the quote learning unquote seems more like a business project. And this redirection is the best part of flipped learning. The learners become motivated to master a subject on their own, and the energy spent avoiding traditional learning is instead redirected into completing a project successfully. In the right situation, it seems well worth the risk.